me. Number 15, Haunted Hills. Usually when we talk about fan concepts that get added into Fortnite, most of us will immediately think of item shop or battle pass skins that were based on concepts from fans or designers. And sure, while a lot of fan concepts that enter the game are indeed skins or emotes, sometimes you'll get concepts as massive as an entire POI added. And that's what happened back in Chapter 1, Season 2, when a Reddit user called Blurfy made a pretty simple sketch of a POI which looked super unique. If you look, you can see a castle with a few chest spawns and loot which is on top of a hill. In this sketch though, it's connected to a mansion with a bridge and has a lake underneath. There's also a rustic village and ruins below in the forest. Epic saw this and took inspiration by adding a version of it into the game with Season 2 in the form of Haunted Hills, a POI which included a castle on a hill and ruins below in the forest in the form of a destroyed village, complete with a church and everything. Well, how do we know Epic took this? Well, first of all, the actual concept itself is called Haunted Hills, not to mention an Epic Games employee also commented saying that they liked it and appreciated the name. Pretty cool that they did this. Honestly though, I would have loved to see the original concept version of Haunted Hills. We could have had a huge bridge over a lake with a chest on it, kind of like we have in Chapter 2 with the wooden bridge near the waterfall. I hope we get something a little more like this with two POIs connected by one bridge in the future. It's a really cool idea, but it's also really interesting to see how Epic decided to change it for Season 2. Number 14, Tomato Head. One of Fortnite's most famous skins, Tomato Head, wasn't even the creation of the people over at Epic, but instead an enthusiastic Fortnite fan called Tursuboy on Reddit. In Season 2, this design went up on the Fortnite subreddit, and while it isn't the best drawing, it is still a really fun idea for a skin. And that's exactly what Epic Games themselves agreed with when they hopped into the comment section to praise this sketch. Epic replied saying, "That's a scary good outfit idea. Definitely gives the crack shot a run for its money for the Best Smile award." Unfortunately, the actual skin that resulted from this doesn't have a super creepy nightmare-inducing smile, but it does look almost exactly like the concept. Imagine being the person who loaded up Microsoft Paint, drew something that looked hilarious in like 10 minutes, and it became one of Fortnite's most infamous skins. Just wow. Number 13, buffing the slurp juice. This next one isn't actually a concept of sorts, but it was a massively popular idea on Fortnite's subreddit, which got a ton of upvotes. This was around the time the slurp juice originally would only give you 25 health, then 25 shield, and that was it. But this fan suggested that the slurp juice should give you 50 of either health or shield, or a combination of both, depending on how much health you have. And of course, Epic commented saying it was a neat idea and confirmed that indeed they would change slurp juice to give 75 points to either HP or shield. Because of this, the slurp juice became way more popular, and overall, this was an amazing suggestion that really helped the quality of the game and the meta at the time.
I never thought I would say this, but Drake, I have a slurp for you.
Oh. Can we get slurp juice back, please? Like this video if you agree. Number 12, changing the color of traps based on whether it's enemy or friend. On the topic of quality of life changes, which exploded to the front page of Reddit, this amazing idea from Sokiri was literally something that was so simple, yet so effective. In fact, this idea was even more popular than the Slurp Juice buff. It has almost 25,000 upvotes. Back in Chapter 1, Season 3, it was extremely hard to tell whether the trap you were about to walk under was an enemy trap or your teammates. Sure, you could just ask if it was their trap, but it didn't help if they didn't remember or you weren't in voice chat. So being able to tell the difference between friendly and enemy traps from the color was such a simple but needed change to Fortnite. The same day this post came out, Epic commented telling the poster to take a look at the next patch notes when they drop. I mean, this change means absolutely nothing to us nowadays considering Epic vaulted every trap, but it was amazing for the seasons it lasted though, and it was great seeing Epic so involved with the community. Thank you, Sokiri, and Epic Games, if you're watching this, keep listening to the community. They've got some ideas. Number 11, Tender Skin. Probably the most famous example of a fan's idea being put into Fortnite is the Chicken Trooper skin, aka the Tender Defender. Back in 2018, an 8-year-old boy named Connor made a post on Reddit with this piece of paper. It said, "Dear Fortnite, please add a skin in Fortnite called the Chicken Trooper. I am not good at drawing." That was so adorable. It was this post which blew up on Reddit, getting a total of 43,000 upvotes. A kind soul on Reddit actually took this and designed a full-on Tender Defender concept, which went on to get 46,000 upvotes, with Connor's dad saying, "Wow, that's so cool. Connor is going to love this." Flash forward to a few months later, and here's his reaction to Tender Defender appearing in the item shop.
1 second. Okay, what's in the item shop? And Tender Defender.
What? Is that yours?
What?
Is that yours?
It's in the game.
You did it, dude.
Is that what it looked like?
Yeah.
I love remembering this story. It's so wholesome. Number 10, Emote Wheel. The emote wheel that we all know and love today is the result of suggestions made by 2 Reddit users, with one thinking that Fortnite should add a second emote wheel just for the toy emotes. Then, Sokiri, the guy who also suggested the trap color change, put in the comments that we should just get multiple emote wheels so we can pick and choose whatever, because right now there are so many emotes in game. Here we are in Chapter 2 with our updated emote wheel, which has been around since Season 4, and it's great. Well, maybe you could use a few improvements, but we're off to a great start for sure. Number 9. Orange Justice. In 2018, Epic hosted a contest which took the internet by storm. The Boogie Down contest made fans of the game do an original dance and submit a video on social media. Because of this, the internet swarmed with videos of kids and adults doing both amazing, innovative dances and others not so much. But there was one kid, a savior, a true winner of the contests, Orange Shirt Kid. Unfortunately, even though Orange Shirt Kid was the most popular entry in the entire competition, Epic didn't even put his dance in the top 5 winners. Instead, he got 23rd place. Just when everyone thought it was over, someone on Reddit made a post called Justice for Orange Shirt Kid, and they said they wanted Epic to put him into the game because it was such an injustice. 37,000 people agreed with this post, and so Epic added an emote to the Season 4 Battle Pass as a little surprise for everyone. Ironically named Orange Justice. And it is beautiful. Number 8, the Boogie Down Contest winner emote. On the topic of the Boogie Down contest, the actual first place winner eventually got their emote put into the game. Obviously, it was named Boogie Down, and it was actually given for free to all players. You just had to turn on 2-factor authentication and you'd be given the emote for completely free. The winner, known as Populotus, wasn't as popular as Orange Shirt Kid, but Epic of course decided that this was the best dance in the competition. It's nowhere near as iconic as Orange Justice, but it's still a fire dance. Number 7, Jailbird Robert. Usually when Epic takes concepts from Reddit and other areas of the internet and puts it into the game, they at least change it up a little bit. But this next idea impressed Epic enough for them to just put it straight into the game without changing a thing. On Reddit, a user called Rex Stylus made a simple concept for 2 skins, which he dubbed Partners in Crime. Epic approached the artist and even paid him to be able to put these 2 vigilantes directly into the game. You can now pick them up in the form of the Jailbird and Rapscallion, both of which have become quite iconic through the player base. Number 6, the Fortnite Locker concept. This one isn't an exact person who suggested it because, well, the entire Fortnite community has been asking for this one for a really long time. And it's locker presets. When Chapter 2 first debuted, we got a massive redesign of a lot of things, including the locker. This new locker design made things look a lot better, and you were able to see what you were doing a lot more easily. In Season 2, we were given actual locker presets, something the community has been asking for years. This is just one example of the many different kinds of suggestions fans gave out. And to be fair, this one is pretty similar to the new design we got. Either way, it's great to see Epic actively seeking out community ideas for ways to innovate the game. Number 5, the Aura and Guild Skin. The Aura and Guild skins are still pretty underrated, even to this day, and they originated from a concept made by a fan called Fantasyful. She made this design called Treasure Hunters and said it was obviously based on modern treasure hunters, but with a good fashion choice. When Epic approached her to add these into the game, she celebrated by drawing some extra art of the skin, by saying, "Words can't express my feelings right now. Thank you all so much. Honestly, the best moment of my entire life. Please enjoy the skins and this art I made. I am so happy." How wholesome. Here's her reaction to the skins entering the item shop.
Ja? Wallahi, wat is dat hem?
She's so pretty. Anne şunun
Of,
güzelliğine bakar mısın? What the hell?
Number 4, being able to zoom in on the map. Back in the early days of Fortnite, we weren't even able to zoom into the map manually. Whenever you were in the final circle, the map would never zoom in, but instead show the entire island, meaning you couldn't see much. Luckily, when Kyle Hoggy on Reddit suggested this concept of being able to zoom in on the map when the storm circle is closing in, Epic took it and put it on their to-do list. It was eventually added a few updates later and was a wonderful quality of life change. Number 3, vehicles. Like the locker presets, vehicles being added to Fortnite was something that was requested constantly by the community. People would take to Reddit and social media to ask Epic to add vehicles like the ATK, and some people even suggested the shopping carts before they were ever added. In case you didn't know, the shopping carts were the first ever vehicle added to Fortnite, and it really changed the way we played, especially when more and more vehicles came to the island. And they were amazing too. Well, except for that one vehicle. We don't talk about that one. Number 2, Fortnite P1000. A pretty popular Fortnite concept artist who goes by the name Nobel posted a concept of a robotic Peely. Inspired by the smoothie version of Peely that Bunker Jonesy drank from inside the Neo-tilted bunker, in what seems very much like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz invention, he called this one the Peelynator 3000, and naturally, it was added into the game with the P1000 challenge skin. Epic changed this one up a bit from the original design, but it's still an awesome skin. I actually prefer the concept for this one, but what about you guys? Let me know which one you like best in the comments. Number 1, the jetpack. The jetpacks were one of the most heavily requested items in all of Fortnite's history, yet when they were actually added to the game, everyone hated how overpowered they were and then how useless they became. Nowadays, you can only use these things in the Close Encounters LTM, and sometimes live events. Either way, the jetpack was asked for so much by the community, and it was also designed by a multitude of artists. So there are tons of different concepts for Fortnite jetpacks out there. Fans wanted this since day one, and Jimbathy even made his own jetpack concept. He's known for making amazing concepts for items in games, which looks super real. What will you guys and the rest of the Fortnite community add to the game next? This has been 15 fan ideas added to Fortnite. If you enjoyed this video, then you might enjoy this other video right over here. I'll see you guys over there. This has been Sam from Top 5 Gaming. Stay safe out there, everybody.